Peter Mahler, welcome to the CIO Master Series.
Thank you.
With over $59 billion of funds under management and administration, with over 1,600 advisors and 2,500 employees, AXA Australia is a major provider and distributor of wealth management and financial protection products. What's the most challenging part of being the CIO for such a large Australian corporation?
Probably it's a case of people, managing the people. Managing an IT organization is one hand, but the other thing is because we're such a large company, we've got a large, diverse number of products. So trying to satisfy a number of end users, which are our customers from an IT point of view, and trying to give them a common sense of direction, vision of where we're going from a technology point of view.
You've held a number of CIO positions both here in Australia and overseas. Do you find that the CIO role changes from company to company or even country to country, or is the role simply what you make it?
I think it's the latter. It is what you make it. I've worked in a number of different industries, whether it's in the airlines or media or the telecommunications, retail, financial services, and the problems are very similar. You know, once you get to be a CIO of a large corporation, you're managing the vision, you're managing the strategy, and you're managing people. That problem is the same from one industry to another. So I wouldn't see a difference, no.
What are your academic qualifications and how important is a formal education to a CIO?
I think it is quite important. I've got a Bachelor of Science in Statistics and Mathematics. I have an MBA in Marketing and Operations Research. But I don't have a computer science degree. I don't have a computer science courses in my portfolio. It's because I only got into the IT industry probably about midway through my career. It's about leadership. It's about giving direction to people. But it's and if you ask me, well, what type of CIO? Whether it's a technology-focused CIO or coming from the business, it's very much of I think it's very important that people have had experience in the business side as opposed to just coming in through the technology side of the business.
Thinking back over your career, what skills and attributes helped you to rise to the top level of management?
Big part is communication. You have to have a strong ability to communicate with not just your people. You do have to be able to lead your people, but also communication with your peers. The last thing business wants is a CIO who talks technology, who talks bits and bytes. That's not what they're interested in. And also, I find as a CIO, you do have to do a lot of marketing. You do have to sell what IT is about.
At what point in your career did you set your sights on the CIO's job?
I think it happened more by accident than a real concerted effort direction that I'm going to go into that field. Like I said earlier, I started off in the airline industry in the marketing field. And marketing is a big user of information, a big user of the technology of what IT provides. And I guess I was one of those disgruntled users always complaining about IT. And it almost got to a point one time where suddenly someone says, well, if you think you're so good at it, why don't you try and do it yourself? And basically I took them up on it and said, all right, I'll try it. And so eventually, my first job title was Vice President of IT and Information Systems, which encompassed all the information for that company that they were using from a marketing point of view. So I kind of combined both roles.
What is it about technology in the context of the corporate enterprise that you find exciting?
I think especially nowadays, more so than probably 10, 20 years ago, nowadays companies are appreciating IT. They understand the value of IT, what it brings to companies. It is now not just an essential part. In 10, 20, 30 years ago, IT was the back-end systems, the financial systems, the HR systems. Today, companies use it as a competitive advantage. So you're looking at CRM systems, understanding more about who your target market is, who the client is, getting information from your customers. And for that, you need a lot of technology. And so, that's the part that kind of excites me, is working with the business and, taking advantage of technology for the business.
What words of wisdom would you offer young IT professionals who aspire to the CIO position?
You need variety in your jobs. You need to get out of IT. You do need to get into either finance, marketing, different parts of the organization. You need a broad spectrum of skills. IT is not purely technology. We have technical people that can do that. Okay? Whether it's in your company, whether it's external to your company, but you can get technology-based people. As a CIO, your skill is working with the business and how to use that technology, how to interpret their needs, and how to take advantage of the technology.
Do you report to the CEO or the CFO, and what does that reporting structure say about where technology strategy fits into the management of AXA?
Well, at AXA, I'm reporting into the COO. Okay, and IT a lot of times has a seat at the table. I think that's very important for a company. In the various companies I have worked with in the past, I have either reported to the CEO or to the president, MD, or then the COO. It's very important. If IT is too far down in a company, it's then viewed more as a cost center. It's not part of the strategy, and IT has to be able to lead and help provide strategic direction to a company. Strong believer in that.
Do you think there's a greater need for IT degrees to encompass more than just technology?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Again, it depends also, if people want to just go into the technology field and, learn to be a project manager or an apps development manager, that's one thing. But if you want to become a CIO, you need a broad spectrum of skills. You need to know a lot about the business. You need financial background. You need marketing. All of those types of skills are very valuable and it's a necessary thing to have for a CIO.
CEOs are usually drawn from a finance, sales or operations background, but rarely from information technology. Do you see this changing in the future?
I'm hoping it will. I see it happening slowly, probably slower than it should. There are now some examples in Australia where we do have a CEO who was formerly a CIO, which is Ralph Norris at the Combank. But it's probably not happening enough yet. And the other comment I would say is even representation on boards. There's, people always complain that there's not enough people with IT knowledge in the boards. And you see that, I've seen it as a CIO when I do presentations to boards and requests for funding. I get very few questions. I don't get the hard questions because boards can't delve into the issues from a technology point of view. And I think that's necessary. So we do have to raise the level of IT awareness in business.
What are the prerequisites for taking on a CIO position, and how important is it to have large project experience?
On the project management skills, absolute. That's what a lot of IT people bring to the table, having that broad project management, program director type of experience, having to do the budgets, the schedules, the on time, managing people on big projects. So it is an essential part, I think, of the skill sets.
If we accept that the rapid pace of technology evolution will continue, how will your business look in 20 years' time?
Financial services industry, I think in 5 years' time, you're going to see most of that work, interaction with customers is going to be over the web. Where today, a lot of it is still face-to-face. You go in to see a financial planner. Most of that will be done over the web. That's what people are asking for. That's where the industry is going. We're doing a lot of work in that field right now, looking to put a lot of our applications on the web so that not just financial planners, but also customers can then, interact with us over the internet.
Peter Mahler, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.